Howdy folks, my name is Alex, otherwise known as For the Z, and welcome to episode 60 of the Churner's Digest. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. And as always, we'll give our shout-outs to the Patreon. Shout-out to Kung Fuer, Cleed, Dion, Erica, Shu Hui, and a new member to the Cleed tier, Daniel. Welcome. Thank you very much for your support. If you want me to call you by something else, definitely let me know. Also, welcome Sasha, Military Guy, Marcia, Levi, and Brandon to the Discord tier on Patreon. The Patreon has things like lightning deals, which are deals that are a little more timely that I send out a notice on Patreon, and there's some other information on Patreon as well as exclusive like spreadsheets. We'll discuss some in this episode. I have a tracker of all the lounges I've been to and like my like quasi reviews of them. My American Express Platinum Value Tracker, just me tracking all the value I've gotten from the card. And we have some updates this episode for that. Also, I wanted to mention on and you can get access to the Discord on the Patreon with our Discord tier. Also, Patreon allows me to do annual subscriptions, and I've included a 10% discount if you do an annual subscription on the Patreon. So you can either update your existing membership, or if you sign up and you can do a year membership if you'd like. As always, it starts off as little as $1, and there's different tiers depending on how you want to support the show. So any support means the world. It's really the only income I have from this podcast. I don't have any sponsors, even though I'd love them. But thank you all for contributing. Just a few other housekeeping things. We have shout out to Guzman for using my eToro referral, Peak for using my current referral, and shout out to those who reached out from last episode or the episode before, just saying nice words. It means a lot. I saw a comment on the podcast as well as some messages on Discord or on Reddit or on email or however you want to reach out to me. So it means a lot. I do read them. Even if I don't reply to all of them, I do take them to heart, and it means a lot. It keeps me motivated wanting to do this. So with all the housekeeping away, let's get into the nitty gritty here. So first thing we have, let me get my tabs in order. Hold on. First thing we have is I stumbled upon a pretty good website for another travel blog. I think they reached out to me on Discord. Let me actually see if I can find the user. I took a little digging because I didn't realize that desktop Discord doesn't let you search your DMs, but you can do it on mobile. It's from Justin Vakula. Had a little chat with him, gave some nice words, and he also has a podcast and a blog as well that I'll link to in the show notes. But they did a really good write-up on the MGM rewards card. I think I covered it last episode, but they go way more in depth than I did. So take a look there if you're interested in that card. Next, I was doing some research on the Hilton Aspire, which I have, and I saw a nice little hack on the Hilton Aspire gets two $200 biannual credits for booking a stay at particular Hilton locations. And Reddit user Soap1984 commented, I use the entire $400 in one stay. Book a resort stay somewhere in the second half of the year, but not prepay stay. Call in and ask to pay $200 in advance. You will get the $200 offer credit for the first half. Then either call the agent again to pay another $200 or just use it as incidental credits for check-in. It's a pretty good way of being able to double dip on that credit since it is broken out that way. Next, we have, like I said last episode, I'm trying to organize this a little bit better. So this section is new, existing card, or airline changes. So the next update is the Goldman Sachs card. Goldman Sachs is getting rid of the GM card. Got a Reddit user, Dazzling Leader 7476 said, I got a letter in the mail today that the Goldman Sachs is no longer to service the GM card. All accounts are going to be transitioned to Barclays. It's only a matter of time before Apple goes bye-bye too. We'll see if they do get rid of it. I know Goldman's trying to get out of the personal credit card game as a whole. So I believe I knew that Barclays purchased the back book from GM. I think we talked about it last episode. But it looks like letters are finally going out to customers. Next, we have JetBlue to announce U.S. airline partner in Q2 of 2025, and it's released that it is going to be United. So this is from Dr. Credit. During JetBlue's latest earnings call, President confirmed that JetBlue will be announcing a new airline partner in 2025. American Airlines released a note that it would not be renewing a partnership with JetBlue and will be suing JetBlue to cover money owed to American following the unwinding of the Northeast Alliance. I know that JetBlue's had some trouble in the past. They tried to buy Spirit too, and that got blocked. So I think I have a decent opinion on United and American, but I think I have a kind of decent opinion on most airlines, to be honest with you. They haven't really screwed me over much. Next, the Priceline Rewards Visa is changing to the Priceline VIP Rewards Visa. So those people that had the grandfathered Priceline Rewards Visa account is losing access to it, which is kind of sad for those users. I didn't know much about this card, so I saw a good synopsis from a user on Reddit. The user by the name of Less Amount 1616 quoted the OP saying, "Have been using the Priceline Rewards card for many years for the 2% back." They responded and said, well, really, it was well over 3%. You put everything on the card at 2x points, made a couple Priceline Express deal purchases that gave 5 extra points, but then redeemed at 1.5 cents back. 1.5 cents per point with 10% back, more like 3.33% or 3.8% once you count the rewards you get on making the Priceline purchases. And airline purchases direct from any carrier also got the 1.5 cent per point redemption plus 10% back. Tremendous value for a $0, 0 foreign transaction fee, and no balance needed. Luckily, I got the Smartly card, so you're not going to need much. And this card was also one that had a really cool card image. One of the offerings were, what is his name? William Shatner, that's his name. I had to Google Priceline guy. It had William Shatner on it as a picture, so I'm sure customers are sad to get rid of that card because it was kind of fun. Next, which was pretty great news actually while in my month-long break since the last episode, Cardless finally removed their one card per lifetime rule and now has new rules. The rules include the application must be 60 days after your most recent card approval. The application must be 45 days after a recent card decline. You can only have one card per brand, and you cannot have already had the same card. So this is pretty useful for those of us like myself who had a cardless card. I personally had the cardless Boston Celtics card, and that card was just recently completely closed. They just stopped the partnership and just closed down the card. Didn't product change or anything. And even that counted as one lifetime, even though the card was closed. I really think that this was because of an IT issue. I feel like they didn't, for whatever reason in their back end, didn't account for customers being able to have two cards. My guess is these cardless, their cards are really just like bespoke offerings for unique companies like the Boston Celtics, the Lakers, Simon Mall, Avianca. Like these are all like random one-off things, and I'm assuming they didn't think the Venn diagram of them overlapping would be very large, but I think they received a lot of requests from users to be able to open up multiple cards because they have people like us who are like credit card hunters and want to open up new cards. And we'll talk about it a little bit here in a little bit. Actually, we're talking about it now. Because of this rule, I decided it's time for me to open up another card. So I decided to go for the cardless Avianca card. This has a sign-on bonus of 100,000 points 20,000 points after your first purchase, and then 80,000 points after spending 10,000 in 180 days. The card has a $250 annual fee, gives you silver status, earns 3x in Avianca Airlines and Life Mile purchases, 2x on travel and restaurants, 1x on everything else. You also get complimentary Life Mile Plus membership, which gives you 10% back on Star Alliance flight redemptions, 25% redemption discount on Avianca airline flights, 40% more miles on Life Mile hotels and Life Mile cars, and then 10% discount on Life Mile cards. I'm just kind of scraping the barrel here on what I'm going to be able to get approved for, so I figured why not wing it and apply. I think that Cardless does a soft pull until you accept the offer. I'm pretty sure they do. And the way I know that is I applied for the card when I realized that you can apply for more. So a few days after that, which was this was on May 2nd. So maybe like May 5th-ish. Actually, let me find the exact date. It's in my email, I believe. Give me a second. Gmail's loading. Hold on. I know. I'm sorry. I applied on May 2nd, actually the exact day that the rules came out. And I unfroze Experian because they pull Experian. And they sent me an email saying, "Hi, thank you for applying for Avianca Life Miles card. We are sending this notice on behalf of the card issuer, First Electric Bank. We need some more time to reach the decision. We'll send you an email once we finish reviewing your application. Best cardless." So that was on May 2nd. Then on May, I think, 5th, I called them and was like, hey, or no, May 3rd, I think, that weekend. I called them. I was like, hey, I got this email. Like, when should I be hearing back? They specifically said that they have a bunch of applicants coming through right now, so they're taking some extra time, and I think it's because this lifetime limit was lifted. So they told me to wait a few days, so I waited until later in the week, and on May 15th, which is quite the long wait, I got an email saying, which was over a week and a half actually, "Congratulations, you got an offer for an Avianca Miles card. It's valid for the next 7 days until May 22nd. And when I click it, they don't say anything about what the offer is. It just says that I've been approved for the card. And I want to make sure that the sign-on bonus is here because it's been some time since I submitted this application, and like I don't know what state it's in. So I called Cardless, and they told me that the rep that I called doesn't have any knowledge into what offer is attached to my card. So they sent a application, or they sent a notice to the back to whoever's department it is that does that, and they'll get back to me. Like looking at the card right now, I just clicked in and it says cardless, credit limit, whatever, APR, whatever. If you accept this offer, we'll check your credit, which may affect your credit score. I also unfroze my Experian. I thawed it for like a week just to give them time to ding the credit. But I haven't received a ding yet, so I'm waiting. Once I accept the card, I'll get a ding. But here it just says 3x life miles on Avianca Airlines or life mile purchases, life mile silver elite status, and you can add it to your Apple Pay or Google Wallet as soon as today. Doesn't say anything about the offer, so I'm just kind of waiting. I don't want to accept the offer and not get the bonus that I specifically am opening the card for. It would be an absolute waste of a card. Also, I'm looking for card images, so that's one I definitely don't have. Next, there are reports that the Citi Rewards Plus is available again for product change, plus report that it will become the Strata Select. Frequent Miler reports the Rewards Plus is now available for product change, including one person who was able to PC from American Airlines card. If you successfully PC'd from American Airlines card, please comment below. A user comment made today claims that Citi manager stated that Rewards Plus will be refreshed as the Strata Select, as has been previously speculated. I think that'll come true. This is speculation, but these little trickles normally do come true. Next, we have a new credit card offering from, well, not yet, but soon, from Crypto.com and Bread Financial / Community Bank. They're offering a new crypto earning card. The card will have no annual fee. It earns in different rates depending on how much money you have stored with crypto, or I guess crypto stored with them. So Midnight is their just standard offering. There's no lockup required. Earns 1.5%. This is all unlimited, by the way. Ruby is a $500 lockup. Ruby is a $500 lockup, which would give you a 2% rewards. Jade Indigo is a $5,000 lockup to get 3% unlimited. Ice Rose would be $50,000 lockup for 4% unlimited. Obsidian would be $500,000 lockup for 5% unlimited. Lockup period is 365 days, and it pays out in CRO currency, which I don't know what that is. CRO cryptocurrency. It's definitely some coin. Not sure what coin it is. It is Kronos. I'm assuming that's Crypto.com's coin. Looking at all time, this coin is at about $1. It has gone up to, or not about $1, about 10 cents it's worth. It's gone up to about 70 cents back in 2021 and hasn't seen anything like that since. So take with that what you will. It is quite the hefty lockup. I mean, the Jade Indigo for 3% is not bad for $5,000 for a year. I did see someone in the comments. Let me see if I can find the message. I can't find the reference now, but I remember reading somewhere that someone said, here it is, if I just need to read more. I assume you need to lock up your funds in CRO. A similar program was implemented before, and the value of CRO dropped by half. 50% cash back is simply not sustainable, and $500,000 in 5% APY account could earn $25,000 anyway. I suspect if you're doing the volume that would require to make this worth it, you'd get shut down. This is an easy pass, in my opinion, and I can't see this ending well for anybody that decides to go for it. There's also a link in the comments from user AS on Doctor of Credit that says they have a debit card like this that has excluded merchant category codes, including 5734. So other exclusions are wire transfers, restrictions of CRO rewards program, and restricted markets for Crypto.com prepaid debit card. I assume the credit card would probably have similar exclusions. So wire transfers, utilities, computer software, memorabilia, account funding, 6051, which is like a very common like money loading number, and the list goes on and on. There's quite a long list actually. So keep that in mind. I don't think that card's worth much, but figured I'd call it out. Next, we have the Avon credit card. I've seen this before. Avon was offering like a free coffee for I think every week. $5 weekly gift offer for, I think it was for coffee. And then they're doing some sleazy UI changes. So you needed to have, let me read this first and I'll talk about the sleaziness. The Avon credit card earned 3% back on all purchases up to $100,000 in spend. The launch credit card is slightly different as it's linked to your home equity. Card basics, no annual fee, earns 3% on all purchases up to $100,000 in spend per year, then 2% unlimited cash back. Must be enrolled in autopay. Cash out, draw to bank fees, and balance transfer fee of 2.5% of amount transferred. That's crazy. They charge you to withdraw. It does say you can check your offer without a credit check, so you might be doing a soft pull and then a hard pull if you applied. 3% back is obviously interesting. I suspect you might be able to get large credit limits to touch your home equity. This could help boost your FICO. It's a good HELOC alternative, and some people are already familiar with Avon because of their $5 weekly gift card offer. And I can't remember if I've talked about that gift card offering before, but essentially you have to go into their app and click through a flow in their UI, and one of the buttons was claim my $5 reward. A few weeks or a few months into that offer happening, they changed that button. The exact button that used to say claim my $5 offer, it's changed it to apply for credit card and claim my offer. And clicking just that button would apply for a credit card without any other notices. There was a button below it that would say don't apply for a card and just accept offer, but super sleazy to do that. You create a heuristic to click that button, and then you're supplementing something else in there that does a different function. Is super sleazy. So I would avoid Avon if I were you. Next, Spirit is launching a debit card, and the latest MasterCard earnings call announced that part of a renewed credit card partnership with Spirit Airlines debit card will also be included. This quarter, we launched a new debit card co-branded with Wyndham Rewards, and we've renewed our credit co-branded partnership with Spirit Airlines with an additional agreement to launch a new debit program. I expect we'll see something similar to the Wyndham debit card. The Wyndham debit card is a $6 fee, and I think earns half a point per dollar. So not great, but rewards debit cards are useful for some things. Next, we have all Forever 21 Visa card holders are getting their accounts closed on June 6th due to bankruptcy of Forever 21. From my experience, anytime something like this has happened, you will owe any balance, obviously, that's due on the card to the card issuer. It's not like the company goes bankruptcy, your debt is absolved. That's not how this works. So definitely pay your credit card bills. And next, I saw an email from Apple, from my Apple Card, subject line, a new addition to your Apple Card benefits. You get 3 months free of Uber One, as well as 3% back at T-Mobile is changing to 2% effective June 1st, 2025. So obviously the latter is not great. Surprised it lasts for as long as it did. The 10% or the 3% back for T-Mobile. And then the 6 months of free Uber One trial. Sure, why not? When I went to apply for it, like get the free Uber One credit or Uber One trial for 6 months, you have to click the button in the email. And then it's supposed to bring you to Uber One to get you the free 6 months of Uber One. Mine didn't do that. It said there was an error. Then I hit the back button, and then I got offered a 4-month offer for Uber One, so I just took that. When that ends, I'll go and see if I can get the 6-month one. It is a unique link in your email from what I've seen, so definitely be sure to check there if you have an Apple Card. It's always nice to get benefits for these 0 annual fee cards, and I Uber pretty decently, a decent amount, so since I live in a big city. All right, next on to bank bonuses and credit union bonuses. First, we have a data point from me for the Federal Credit Union's Digital Investor $200 sign-up bonus. This required you to transfer $200 into the account for 3 months straight to get $200. So I opened the account on December 22nd of 2024. On January 3rd, February 5th, and March 4th, I individually deposited $200 on each of those dates. And then on April 2nd, I received a $200 interest income credit posted. So that was a pretty easy one. I set up the transfers within, I think, Navy Federal. There was a flow to do it in there, so it was pretty simple to do. And I guess I'll close that account at some point, but I think those funds are just sitting in there for now. I've been lazy and haven't touched it. Next, we have the Police Credit Union for a $300 checking bonus. Available nationwide when you join ACC. Direct deposit, the requirement is make ongoing direct deposits totaling $1,000 more within 90 days of checking account opening to receive a $300 bonus. They do a soft pull. They seem to be somewhat check sensitive, and they care most about inquiries in the past 90 days, and they do $100 credit card funding. There's no fees to worry about. I think I applied for this, and I got denied. I can't remember, to be exact. I've had a few bank account bonuses I've applied for recently. Looking through the comments, I don't see a post by me, so I'm assuming I didn't apply for it, or I did and I got denied. That's a pretty easy one. Do note that in the terms it says recurring direct deposits, so you don't have to keep the $1,000, I would assume. You just need to keep a direct deposit recurring, so I would probably just lower it to $1 after I've accumulated $1,000 in 90 days. Next, we have Cambridge Savings Bank, which has a $300 checking bonus, which is just for Massachusetts residents. I applied for this one and I got approved. The deal is to receive monthly direct deposits totaling $1,000 or more. Again, the terms say monthly. I'm going to have to remember to not just turn off my direct deposits and complete 5 posted debit transactions. I don't think mine said debit transaction. Let me read the terms of mine. Yeah, mine doesn't say anything about the debit card transactions, but it does state that you must maintain the direct deposit for 3 consecutive months. So I'm going to reach 1,000 and then just lower it to $1 and then just keep it at there. There's a monthly fee of $10 that's waived if you have a balance of over $1,000. So the extra $100 that Dr. Credit is quoting here, because theirs is $400. Originally it was $400, now it's $300. I think the extra $100 was with those 5 debit card transactions, but they're not offering that right now. So I just went with the $300 checking bonus. It's a pretty easy one that's in Massachusetts. All right, another one that's actually also decent. Country Bank has a $400 checking bonus, which has direct deposit is optional. The bonus is a $400 bonus when you do at least 12 debit card purchases, at least 1 direct deposit, ACH payment, or bill payment, posted and settle, and enroll in and have agreed to e-statements. I believe I've applied this for multiple times in the past, and they denied me. They do have $2,000 credit card funding. Let me see if I ever commented on here. I'm pretty sure I got denied. Or I wasn't within their footprint or something. Whatever it is, I wasn't able to apply. But there is $2,000 credit card funding, so if you are able to open up, not a bad option. Next, this one is a pretty lucrative credit card funding. Go read the Dr. Credit comments if you'd like. I don't feel like broadcasting it on here, but I'm mentioning it, so do some effort and go take a look. But WSFS Bank has a $350 checking bonus. The terms, Dr. Credit notes that the terms state offer not valid if shared by friends or social connections. So they say to click or like copy the link and put it in a URL. I wound up just clicking the link on Dr. Credit, so maybe I won't get approved for this, but the availability is for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland. I might have said Massachusetts at first, but this is for those 4 states. The terms state you must make one qualifying direct deposit totaling $500 or more within 90 days, and that's it. To avoid the $6 fee, you must maintain an average balance of $500 or more. I was approved with pretty lulz checks. There's people in the comments saying that it's a pretty big pain to get an account open with them and to discuss with them, but if you read through the comments, it's pretty lucrative funding, so take action if you can. I'm going to see if I can open like a CD with them too, or like another savings account and fund another account. That'd be really nice, especially if I get that Avianca card. All right, next is our Built section. Built Rewards adds student loans as points redemption option for 1 cent per point. The Built Rewards loyalty and credit card points program has added a new redemption option at 1 cent per point towards student loans. You can redeem points to pay off your student loan with these providers: Sally Mae, Mola, which is the one I used to have, Nenet, Navient, or Advantage. Currently, the best cash redemption rate is still 1.5 cents towards a home down payment. Then there's the 1.25 cents per point redemption for Built Rewards travel portal, and then there's 1 cent point option towards student loans. This is actually, I think, a huge benefit. I remember when I was looking at this card, I would have a hard time cashing out these points because I don't love transfer partners, and I wasn't going for a home down payment. So having this option is really great for those that are probably younger, renting, still have student loan debt. It's a great way to get 1 cent per point out of your points when you're already paying for rent. I think it's a really great ad for Built. They also add Southwest Airlines as a 1-to-1 transfer partner, which is also great for anyone who's trying to redeem. And additionally, Built also added Japan Airlines as a 1-to-1 transfer partner. So again, this is huge. Someone commented, Built is racking up quite the list of transfer partners. Is their marketing enough that they get favorable deals with partners? As far as I can tell, Built's is really only useful to pay rent with. But besides that, the card is meh. I think a lot of people that just pay rent are new to the credit card game, don't know a lot, and are just using this card as their mainstay card. All right, next we have Capital One / Discover News, and I say that because the merger is official. So Capital One officially has acquired Discover. I think May 18th is the first day that they're officially one conglomerate. It takes a while for internal things to get up to snuff, but for legal purposes, they are one entity starting today. Another update on them is Capital One sends out a survey regarding possible new mid-tier card. They sent out a questionnaire where they're discussing a $295 annual fee, where they're offering 4x on dining entertainment, 3x on groceries, 10x on hotel and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel, 10x on Capital One Entertainment, 1x on all other purchases. You also get $100 Capital One Travel credit, $100 dining credit to spend at a collection of best restaurants, including Michelin star hotspots, annual $120 credit at Starbucks, complimentary Apple TV Plus membership at $120 annual value, complimentary Uber One membership at $120 annual value, all for $295. So if you use all the credits, $100 plus $100, that's $200. $120 would be $320, then plus $240 for the other 2 memberships. That's over $500. So the card would make itself back just on the benefits alone. It seems like a decent card. I don't like the coupon book, the Starbucks credit. You have to go to Starbucks once a month for $10. Apple TV Plus, if you already have the subscription, nice. Uber One membership, honestly, probably not worth $120 annually, but again, it's a nice benefit. We'll see if the card comes out. I'm curious to see what they would call this. I would say it's sort of similar to the Saver card that they had. That had an annual fee not way back, but a year ago, less than that. And now they're adding more additional benefits to it. Next, I saw comments on are churning that Capital One has a checking bonus going on right now that's not like publicly listed on their website, but there is a link that's I posted in the show notes for a $300 bonus offer where it's get a $300 for opening a 360 checking account and receiving 2 direct deposits of $500 or more within 75 days. This is the same, like their phase out period is you cannot have had an account with Capital One. Let me see if I can find the date. January 1st, 2023. So I'd really need to close my Capital One account, at least before the end of this year, because it seems like it always resets in January. But that's a pretty easy bonus. They pay out super quick, too. The next Capital One thing we have is, it's expired now, but the Capital One Venture was for a short period of time showing 100,000 points plus a $250 sign-on bonus when you, or as $250 as points as credit on their portal. This was just for referral links, and it seems like those links are now erroring out. So maybe it was a mistake, shortly lived, but that's a super nice bonus. We'll talk about a little bit here that like 100K plus 250 is pretty much as good as you get for a $95 annual fee card. More on the Capital One Discover joint merger. Balance transfers no longer work between Discover and Capital One. That's normal. You can't transfer balances between the same company. So now that they are the same company, you can't transfer balances between them. And finally, you can now product change from Discover It Miles to Discover It. This happened before the official legal day one merger, but I figured I would just mention it here. All right, next we have some Bank of America news. The company that powers Bank of America deals, which is Cardlytics, they also do Chase and PNCs and some other activate, click through, purchase offery things. They are stopping their partnership. In a recent K-8 filing, basically outlining that Cardlytics will stop powering Bank of America's AmeriDeal on January 27th of 2026. So coming next year, those will at least either go away or need a new partner, or they need to reconfigure their membership or what. But I've had some decent offerings in there. Bank of America specifically is really guilty of doing the link ones where you have to click through the link in the deal to get the offer, which are never as lucrative as just doing the standard offer. It's more like a shopping portal like Rakuten as opposed to an offer on your card, which is just annoying and not what I like. Next is some pretty big news for Bank of America and sign-on bonus in general. Starting June 1st, Bank of America is increasing the cashback rates for 1 year on unlimited and customized cash rewards cards, plus the sign-on bonus of $200. So this is for new card openings. For the unlimited cash rewards, you get the standard $200 sign-up bonus after spending $1,000 within 90 days. Plus, you get 2% everywhere, unlimited for the first year. After the first year, you get your regular 1.5% cash back. For the customized cash rewards, get the standard $200 sign-up bonus after spending $1,000 within 90 days. Plus, get 6% in your category of choice, doubling the regular earn rate, 2% in your grocery and wholesale categories, and 1% everywhere else for the first year. After the first year, you get your regular 3% of your category of choice, 2% of grocery and wholesale, and 1% everywhere else. That's pretty huge. We've seen double cashback offers in the past. Like Venmo does this with their 3-2-1 offering. They do 6-4-2. Discover It and Discover It Miles do the double cashback for a year. But this is lucrative for twofold, right? One, because it's a $0 annual fee card, and you still get the $200 sign-on bonus. In addition, there's potential double dip for the platinum honors or relationship status that you get with preferred rewards with Bank of America. So if it does apply for the unlimited cash, you'll get 3.5% everywhere for 1 year and 2.625% everywhere else afterwards. If it does not apply for the first year, then you get 3.12% everywhere for 1 year and then 2.62% everywhere else. The unlimited cash rewards, if the bonus applies, you get 10.5% back on your category of choice, 3.5 on groceries, and 1.75 on everything else. And then if it doesn't apply, you get 8.25 on your category choice, 3.5 on grocery and wholesale, and 1.75 everywhere else. This is also assuming your platinum honors status, which is a 75% bonus boost to your credit card points. My assumption is that it will not apply to the sign-on bonus. It'll just apply to the base earn, which is normally how they break it out in their rewards earn in the card. But it would be crazy if it was offered there. Something to note is the customized cash has a limit to their quarterly earn of $2,500 in rewards for your top category. And a user by the name of Frosty Waffles did a good synopsis of this. They wrote, so at the $100,000 tier, which is Platinum Honors, which gets you the 75% bonus, assuming that you get the extra bonus on your earn, would be 10.5% on the customized cash rewards and 3.5% on your unlimited cash rewards with no caps. Pretty huge. I don't know of a better card that offers that for 0% annual fee. There was a good quote. Someone getting customized cash reward, 10% cash back with preferred rewards honor status on $2,500 spend per quarter plus the sign-up bonus means opening one of these has up to $1,200 value in the first year. Again, I don't think it'll apply, so it'll be less than that, but it's still kind of huge. Someone notes that if you already have the customized cash rewards giving 5.25%, then applying for another variant of it to use instead is more like a $725 sign-up bonus on $10,000 to spend. And that's the opportunity cost, which I would really call the sign-up bonus. And again, I don't think you're going to get the bonus on the boost on the base 6%. I don't think so. But I guess time will tell. Next, this was a lightning deal, but it's now expired. At least it's expired in the state that it was when I made a lightning deal. Rakuten for a short period of time was offering a $300 sign-up bonus or a $300 bonus for opening Chase cards through Rakuten. So for a period of time, it was $300 for opening a Chase Sapphire Preferred in addition to the sign-up bonus that was already there, which was 100,000 points, or $150 for Freedom Unlimited. So for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that was $1,300 for a $95 annual fee card. Again, the Venture was offering 100,000 points for $200 and $250 in credit on the portal. And that was a mistake. And just on some referrals, at least seemed like it was a mistake. So obviously I made a lightning deal for this. This didn't last very long. I had my girlfriend sign up for it, and it worked out great. They then lowered it to $100 for the preferred and $75 for the freedom, and now it's $25 for all three cards. So it was kind of huge. I definitely recommend opening up that card if it was available. Even at $100K, it's still very worth it. I think that offer's still around. Let's see. Nope, Chase Sapphire Preferred is down to $60K. How sad. So that was an all-time offer for Chase Sapphire Preferred that I saw. And then Dutch Credit even made a FAQ on the $300 Rakuten credit card bonus page. So it was pretty big news. All right, next we got a Peacock Premium for 12-month offer for $25 using code Spring Savings. This was back on May 4th, so I'm not sure if it's still here, but it's pretty much as good as it gets for a year Peacock. I don't really use it. I have it for the family, just in case if my mom wants Peacock or something. She definitely cares more about streaming services than I do. I don't really watch much these days. Next, Google's offering... Why is this not listed here? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Google's offering free 14 months of AI Gemini Advanced, which includes 2 terabyte of Google storage with an EDU email address. And this is only eligible for customers who've never had Gemini or this tier of Google One before. I currently have it. It came with my Google Pixel for free for a year. And Gemini is definitely the best AI that I've used. It's good for deep research and some more intricate questions that's difficult to just type into Google. Today, I was in an Uber and I saw the Uber driver like in the app at the top where the instructions say like turn left and turn right. He kept like pulling it down and it had like a timer up there. And I was just curious what that was. And I don't even know how to formulate a question to Google for that. So I just asked AI and it gave me a decent enough answer. It's probably like how much time's left on the ride or like some kind of metric that the Uber uses for like either earning money or just something like that. And it's useful. All right. And you get a free 2 terabytes of storage. My imagination is you'll use it, get used to it, and then keep it, which is $20 a month. So just keep that in mind. Cancel it if you don't need it. I personally do like it though. Next was an email I got from Shake Shack. They're giving away a free burger every week for Burger Month. You have to spend $10 and use promo code Burger Month in the app, but there's a different burger each week. The week until the 11th, which was the last one, was the Smoke Shack burger. The week from the 12th to the 18th is the bacon cheeseburger. This week from the 19th to the 25th is the avocado bacon burger, which is the most expensive one. And then the 26th to the 1st is the Shack burger. I like Shake Shack. I do feel horrible after eating there, but it does taste nice and yummy. Next, we have a pretty great offering of Blue Apron. I think I mentioned this before, but you can stack offers from Blue Apron all the time. Like you can check Chase and see what they're offering on their Chase like offers, as well as like the Chase portal. But on May 5th, at least, it's now May 18th, Rakuten is offering $65 for signing up from Blue Apron, and then Chase is also offering 5,800 points through their portal. You can also check to see if Chase has like an offer in the app, or on the website for like Chase offers, as well as Amex. Like my Amex card had spend $50, get $25 back. City offers also have things like that. So check there. Blue Apron, their meals aren't super big, but the food's pretty good. It wasn't like a really discounted meal, and it gets delivered right to your door. Just keep in mind like the footprint of the packaging that they ship. I wouldn't do this all the time. I definitely try and recycle it as much as you can. Next, Pepper seems to slowly be dying. The Pepper app is no longer allowing Walmart, Sam's Club gift card purchases with credit cards. They also lowered 10% to 2%, and now today it's been completely just removed. So if you do have some points in Pepper, I would suggest trying to get them out as soon as possible. Next, we have a nice little class action of Apple's being sued for Siri eavesdropping. So Siri being invoked accidentally, we didn't mean to. Anyone who owned or purchased a Siri-enabled device and experienced an unintended Siri activation during a confidential or private conversation between September 17th of 2014 and December 31st of 2024. All you do is you go to the site, you fill out your information. You do need your serial number and your model number of the devices, but if you go to your Apple account, you can just Google like how to view the serial numbers of Apple products in my account. You can log into your Apple account on apple.com and you can see all the products that you've registered with your Apple ID. And that's just like signing into your Apple product, and it'll show the serial number as well as the model number. And you can redeem up to 5. And allegedly it'll be $20 per eligible device, but there's no way that's true. I'm having a hard time submitting the form often. I think it's because my VPN, I get like an error that says there's inconsistencies with the form in your device. So I'll probably have to like use my phone to submit it, but I'll try and submit that. I mean, there's potentially $100 there. The deadline is due July 2nd to claim your submissions. And next we're going on to American Express. So I discussed last episode that I was probably going to close my American Express card. So I called to close on May 6th, and they gave me the whole spiel of, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear they want to close the card. They did look, they were like, wow, thank you for being a member. It looks like you used every single benefit that the card offers last year. And wow, even this year, you've used every benefit that the card offers up until this point. She was like, can I ask why you want to close the card? I was like, oh, it's just like not top of wallet for me. The annual fee is pretty high. She's like, it looks like you've used the lounges, you've used the incidental airline credits, which I just used gift cards for. She was like, I'm surprised to see you want to get rid of it. And I was like, yeah, I just don't really see use in it. She's like, well, I have great news for you. We have a retention offer, which is spend $3,000 in 3 months and get $250. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And for me, I do have a spreadsheet, which is Patreon exclusive for my American Express Platinum value, how much value I've gotten from the card since like the start of getting it. And I was net positive, excluding sign-on bonus and referrals and including the annual fee. Net positive with all the credits I get from them, between like the Uber credit, the monthly streaming service credit, the $200 United Travel Bank, the Saks Fifth Avenue, some random grocery offers, some random like Amex offers, like get $25 off a Walmart purchase. I just purchased a gift card. Little stuff like that winds up being beneficial for me. So it's like, all right, I'll keep it, especially with an additional $250. She's like, do you want it in Ultimate Rewards points, in membership rewards points, or as a statement credit? And y'all know me, I just go for one separate point, so I just want my statement credit. So on May 11th, I met my 5 days after the retention offer. I got a nice bank account funding opportunity and met my $3,000 spend on the 11th, and on the 14th, my credit posted. So good news for me, I get to keep the card for another year. Bad news, I have to deal with the coupon book, which honestly I've kind of gotten used to it. And I like the ability to go to Centurion lounges when I'm traveling alone. It's so annoying I can't bring a guest with me. Like I'm traveling with my girlfriend of late, and we can't go to Centurion lounges because A, we don't want to spend $50 on a fee to go into a lounge. And B, I'm not going to go in there alone. Like I could go in there alone, get some stuff and take it out. But then it's just like I'm going to this black box and leaving my girlfriend alone, and that's not very nice. Speaking of American Express, the Morgan Stanley card is up to 150,000 points for spending $8,000 in your first 6 months. Offer valid through June 11th. We don't see raised offers on these cards too frequently, and these are useful because you can cash out at 1 cent per point, I believe, is why the Morgan Stanley card is useful. So get it if you like. Also, American Express Platinum card fees. American Express Platinum cards are showing a typo of $0 in the annual fee in the paperwork. So, I mean, I feel like there's probably litigation going to come from this. So this is like everywhere you're applying for the card, it obviously says a $695 annual fee. But in the actual terms and conditions, like the black and white document that says like your fees, your APY, etc., it says annual member fee $0. To me, that's like the official document you're signing with American Express. So it's crazy that that's showing $0. I don't think you really have a leg to stand on, but like if someone winds up suing American Express, I could see something coming from it. Next, Chase pre-approval tool was available on like the beginning of May, and it's gone again. So crazy news. There is a rumor that the Chase Sapphire Reserve is going to increase the annual fee to $795 from, I think it was $595 before, or it's a $245 increase, so $550 before. The changes are 10x on Chase Travel hotels and cars reduced to 8x instead of 10x. The 5x Chase Travel flights increased to 8x. 3x direct flights and hotels increased to 4x. 3x on travel reduced to 1x. That one hurts. A travel card not having points on travel. And now the coupon book, like American Express, comes through. $500 credit via $250 semi-annual credits for hotels on the Chase portal for select hotels. $300 dining credit via Sapphire tables. Sapphire Reserve tables, I guess it's their like little portal, at $150 semi-annually. $300 StubHub credit, $150 annually or semi-annually. $300 DoorDash credit via $25 a month. $120 DoorDash membership. $250 towards Apple TV Plus and Apple Music, which could be useful for those that use that. $120 Lyft credit via 5% and $10 per month. $120 Peloton credit via 10 times $10 per month, or 12 times $10 per month. That's a typo from Dr. Credit. After spending $75,000 on the card, you get $500 Southwest credit, Southwest A-list status, IHG One Rewards Diamond Elite status, and $250 Shops credit. This is insane. $7.95 is definitely the highest that I've seen for a like mainstream normal annual fee. Makes it a really hard value prop. I'm wondering if the Chase Sapphire Lounge have anything to do with this, because this card is the only card, as far as I'm aware. I should double check that. Let me double check that. Yeah, I was right. In order to get into a Chase Sapphire Lounge, you have to have a Chase Sapphire Reserve card. So, I mean, the lounges are really nice, but they're not $795 annual fee nice. If you read the comments, people are lampooning them that they're going to close their card as soon as this hits. I would assume people who paid the annual fee would have that annual fee until their next renewal, and that's when the new benefits will kick in. But I surely hope that this isn't what comes to this card, because that'd be pretty sad. It's a humongous annual fee, and I don't think many people are going to find use out of it. Next, I found a cool blog, Travel with Grant. They do unboxing of a bunch of different cards that they have, sort of similar to me. They go very in depth on like the built card, the packaging. They even did like the JP Morgan Chase Ritz Carlton card, which had some pretty luxurious packaging. But I thought I'd share if anyone else is a card nerd like me. Next, something got a little chuckle out of me was I got an email from Max. You know how I always like HBO, like the streaming service Max. Well, they're going back to HBO Max, which I just thought was absolutely hilarious. And it's probably just a nightmare for all credit card issuers out there, because there are certain like cards that can trigger rewards on like Max purchases. Like my American Express Platinum card gives me $20 monthly credits on streaming services, and one of them is Max Streaming. And if they change the merchant name, they have to go and change everywhere that they're referencing that to now include HBO Max. If they change, it's just such a needless change. It was like 2 years ago, it was HBO Max. Before it was HBO Now and HBO Go. Then they went to Max, and now it's back to HBO Max. It's just, what a struggle, man. Winding down here. Next, we have U.S. Bank and Elon updates. So U.S. Bank double cash back on cashback credit cards on June 11th to 13th. They've offered this in the past. Bank of America does this too. I think Bank of America announced theirs too. But U.S. Banks is on June 11th to June 13th. Let me find Bank of America's. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it for this year. Maybe I'm tripping. All right, next, U.S. Bank L2Go points devalued to 0.75 cents each. Went to get a statement credit from this card today for U.S. Bank L2Go. Instead of 25,000 points for $25, it's now 3,333 points, effectively making this no longer a 4% card, just 3% like everyone else. Huge change. Again, U.S. Bank just kind of screwing over the customer, like with their U.S. Bank Smartly card. Don't have high opinions of U.S. Bank at the moment. Like, they don't know what they're doing there. They can't offer things and then just not be sustainable. Next, a user by the name of William M. But I think that's two I's. But Icker, made a list of $300 cards, a list of $300 application links and card image for the Elon Max Cash Prefer card. This was a thing before. I've seen it prior, and this user just like updated it. And there's a whole bunch of cards out there. Basically, Elon partners with smaller credit unions that don't have their own like card network and offers a decent credit card. And they offer like the U.S. Bank Cash Plus card, I think is what it's called, where it offers like 5% on your category of choice, and then 2% in another category, and then 1% on others. Elon has a Elon Max Cash Preferred card, I think it's called, which partners with a bunch of credit unions to offer the same thing, basically the same thing with some different categories. I have that card with the Workers Federal Credit Union, so similar to that. Next, there was a pretty big Hilton deval. Hilton moved to a dynamic rewards program earlier in 2017. The easiest way to follow devaluation since then is looking at the maximum that is charged per night stay. 2017, it was 90,000 points. 2019, it was 12,000 points. 2021, it was 150,000 points. And now this year, it's 200,000 points. Not a great thing for me to feel just after I get my sign-on bonus and my Hilton Aspire card. Maybe it's because they're doing too many sign-on bonuses and there's too many points out there and they need to inflate the points. Maybe they should stop doing that. Discussion on Dr. Credit and our churning if you want to read about it. All right, last two things here. I updated my lounge visits sheet, which is also a Patreon exclusive. I track all my lounge visits of every lounge I've ever been to and give a little details on it. That's on the Patreon. Recently went to Charlotte to go to Spartanburg, South Carolina. So I flew into Charlotte, North Carolina. That airport's kind of a zoo. It's way too crowded. It's like constantly under construction. There aren't really great options for Priority Pass or lounges. There's a Centurion Lounge, but it's in like Concourse D, and I was in Concourse A. So we went to the club in Concourse B, waited 45 minutes to get in there for mediocre food and not really any seats for us. But again, it was free food, so I can't complain too much. And obviously went to Stephanie's in Logan, if you know, you know. And the final thing here, I should have teased this at the beginning of the episode because we're now almost an hour in and I'm finally getting into it. But last episode I talked about talking about CVS Care Pass or CVS ExtraCare Plus. It used to be called Care Pass, now it's ExtraCare Plus. And just how I get a lot of value from it. It's CVS's subscription service. And I figured I'd just highlight how I use them and benefits that I get from it and try and get you to join it if you think you'd get some use out of it. So just to break down the offering, it's $5 a month or $48 a year, which is an effective, what discount is that? 20% off? Do I know how to do math? Yeah, 20% off. I don't know why I brained out on that one. So better than my annual subscription discount. It's $48 a year, which is super great value considering their main benefit is you get a $10 coupon per month. So if you just go to CVS once a month and buy at least $10 worth of items, if you already do that, if you just front pay that $120 charge in as the form of a $49 charge at the beginning of the year, you'll get $120 worth of benefits immediately. Every month you get a $10 credit. It does expire. It gets given to you on the 15th of every month. It expires the next 15th, then it reloads into your account. But I mean, the value of that alone is $72. So you're getting a $72 for free by signing up for the annual membership. In addition to that, there's a little table that I put in the show notes. What both ExtraCare and ExtraCare Plus get. ExtraCare is just like the rewards card, like the little, you type in your number and you get points. ExtraCare Plus, they both get sale prices, deals for you, 2% back, and extra bucks, which is like every purchase you get 2% back, which is nice. And it goes right into your card. A $3 birthday reward, up to an extra $50 in rewards at pharmacy. Don't really know what that means. I don't get too many pharmacies. ExtraCare Plus now, where ExtraCare doesn't work, gets you free same-day shipping, free same-day RX delivery, 20% off CVS Healthcare brand products, 24/7 pharmacist hotline, which I've never used, and that $10 monthly reward I was talking about. So the two main things for me are the 20% off CVS Health brand products and obviously the $10 bonus reward. For the 20% off CVS Health brand products, I always buy generics anyway, and my preferred pharmacy or my preferred convenience store is CVS. So whenever I get contact solution, I go to CVS and I buy their contact solution. I buy the like ClearCare one, which is like the peroxide one, but I buy CVS's version of it. It's great. It's always the cheapest. There's always a coupon in the app for it, and the coupon stacks with the 20% off that I get. So that's by far the cheapest I get. I also have a Costco membership, and it's still cheaper to go to CVS and get it. So for couponing, specifically what I do, first I turn on digital receipts. You know the meme of like me when I have a CVS receipt and it's like this whole list, this whole long thing. It's like toilet paper roll. Turn on digital receipts. You don't ever have to get that again. You don't have to wait for it to print out. It just goes right to your email. In those receipts, there's always additional coupons. I always get like a extra $2 for free or 40% off of one item, 40% off your whole order, 20% off your whole order, $5 when you purchase $20 worth of stuff, $8 when you purchase $40 worth of stuff. So definitely check those receipts, and you just click it. It goes right to your card. It's all digital. When you check out, make sure you type in your number. It'll show you all your coupons. For the $10 monthly bonus reward, if your purchase is less than $10 and you use that $10 bonus, you will use the coupon and you will lose the money that does not use the rest of the $10, if that makes sense. Next, you'll start getting some mail coupons. They're great. I often get 40% off an item or an order. They should automatically get added to your card digitally too. If not, keep the little card, keep the little printout. I normally don't. It's normally digitally for me, but keep that in mind. Often they have gift card sales. Go to the gift card rack, and sometimes it's spend $50, get $10 back. Just last week, it was spend $50 on DoorDash and get $10 back. That's 20% off, plus any coupons you have with your like credit cards. Also, I'm not sure if the 2% ExtraCare bucks works for gift cards, but that's another 2% if it does. Also, get the app. It's terrible, at least on Android. In the savings section, when I go shopping, I just type in the name of the item that I'm looking for, that I'm going to buy, and see if there's any coupons. Often, like I said, my contact solution, if I just type in contacts, there'll be a generic coupon that says like spend $15, get $3 off of a contact solution purchase. Again, that's in addition to the 20% off CVS Health Brand products. Also, when I'm buying my contact solution, there's the little tags, the little yellow tags in the store. It says like buy one, get one 50% off. That also stacks with the 20% and also stacks with the coupon you have in your app if you've enabled it. There's huge savings to get. It's crazy when I go to checkout at CVS, my receipts that I get, it tells you at the bottom like how much you saved. Almost every single time I save over 50%. Yes, normally CVS upcharges things, like they add a convenience fee essentially. It's never been egregious. Like I said, I get better deals at CVS than I would at Amazon, than I would at Costco for these products. And just some stats to leave you with. CVS keeps track of how much money I've saved since I joined CVS. And apparently since 2017, I've saved just about $3,000. Thus far in 2025, I've saved $359.12 with CVS offerings. So in 2024, I saved $370, so I'm well on my way to beat that this year. And in 2023, is the furthest I can go back, was $136.44. So I've been on the CVS game for a while. Y'all should definitely get on it. Thanks for listening as always. I'm trying to do these once a month. It seems like this is a decent cadence. It is an hour's long time for me to talk, but I try and get through as quick as I can. Hopefully you found something useful. Always reach out if you need anything. Thanks for the support as always. Patreon, show notes, turnersdigest@gmail.com, Fear the Z on Reddit, Discord, etc. Thanks as always. Peace.